Hi, welcome to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. I'm Mrs. Williams. I teach first grade in the Windsor C1 School District. That's in Imperial, Missouri. This is
Mrs. Forth. Hi, everybody. I'm from the Rockwood School District. I'm excited to be here with you today as we learn a little bit about reading and math. So before we start, we really want to know,
where are you? Are you near the airport? Top Golf? Are you out at Six Flags?
That's where I live.
Yay! Are you near the Magic House? Closer to the zoo? Maybe you are close to the St. Louis Arch or the Mississippi River. That's where I'm at. I'm a little bit south of St. Louis in Herculaneum near the Mississippi River.
It looks like we have friends from all over St. Louis joining us today.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Very exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our welcome poem. I'm going to point to the words. Feel free to join along with me as I say them. Ready? Welcome, welcome, everyone. How are you today? We are so glad to be with you, learning math and reading too.
And speaking of how are you today, we need to do a zone check because before we get ready to learn, each day we check in on our body and brain. Really smart scientists that study brains know that happy, calm brains do the best learning. If you are in the green zone, that means that you are calm, you are happy, and you are ready to complete your work, help others, and reach your daily goals. And this is the hand signal. So if you are in green zone, show me you're green and good to go. If you are in the blue zone, you might be feeling a little slow and low today. You might need to draw a picture, get a hug, or think some happy thoughts to be ready to learn. Your hand signal will look like this. If you are in the yellow zone, you're maybe a little frustrated, anxious, or maybe just really excited in a good way, but not ready to learn yet. So you need to take some deep breaths, get a hug, or talk to an adult that can help you be ready. If you are in the red zone, you have flipped your lid. Your hand signal looks like this, and you're probably not learning with this right now. You're very angry or upset about something. You need to stop, get help from an adult, take some deep breaths, and check the size of your problem. So show me your hand signal. Are you green zone and good to go? I hope you are. If you are blue, yellow, or red, choose one of our strategies to help you get ready to learn.
Are you guys ready to get started today? All right, before we start, let's do our Room 9 chant. Can you read this along with us? Okay. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. I am me. Hi, welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad you decided to join me. I have a great book that I wanted to share with you today. It's called Big and Small, written by Alex Latimer. And Peachtree is the publisher of this book, who's allowing us to read this book together today. So as we start reading a book, there are a few things that readers do to get their minds ready to read. Do you know what they are? Can you guess them? Yeah, look at the cover, definitely something important to do. And read the title. Have you ever also checked the back to see if the author gave us some information? Yeah. And then also maybe flipping through the book. I like to call it taking a sneak peek. Just kind of peeking to see what we might see. So before I read the book, I thought maybe we could take a sneak peek together, study the title, look at the cover, and check the back to see if there's a blurb from the author Alex Latimer on it, and get our minds ready to read. And then we're going to read the book and talk about it along the way. Are you ready? Okay, so Big and Small. Big and small. What are you noticing? Yeah, there is a little bug right on the snout of the pig. You were with me before. We know we've learned the word snout from a lot of our nonfiction books, and I'm using it today. Now, there's not a ton happening on this cover, is it? We just see that there's a pig and a little bug. I'm going to predict that small might be the name of the bug. You agree? Okay, let's go ahead and check the back to see if Alex Latimer left us a back blurb. He did. He definitely did. Shall I read it? Okay. Pig and Bug. Oh, I'm already confused because the front said Pig and Small, but here it's Bug. So now is his name going to be Small or Bug? I know, I can't wait to read to find out. Pig and Bug just want to be friends, but their size difference is proving to be a big problem. So they want to be friends, Pig and Bug, but they're having a hard time because the size difference. Can you think of any reason why their sizes could get in the way? Think about things that you like to do with your friends. You like to play games outside. Okay, so I want you to visualize that one of you is really big like Pig and one of you is really small like Bug. Could there be a problem as you're playing tag or maybe soccer? You like to build Legos. What could happen? Oh yeah, the Lego pieces might be too big for Bug to put together. That's great. Oh yeah, if you're running around outside, if you're really big, you might smush your little tiny friend. That's so true. So you guys are really doing a good job of thinking what could possibly happen in this story? What could be getting in the way for Pig and Bug? Just as they've given up all hope for their friendship, Pig has an idea. But will it work? Dun, dun, dun. Some suspense. I wonder what Pig's idea could be. Are you ready to read and find out? Pig and Small by Alex Latimer. Before this morning, Pig's nose had never squeaked, not even once. But since this morning, all it ever did was squeak. Squeak! Can you make a squeaking noise? Squeak! It squeaked during breakfast. Squeak! It squeaked while he was feeding pigeons in the park. Squeak! And it squeaked nonstop in the bath. Squeak, 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 squeak. So Pig got the big medical book down from his shelf, his bookshelf, squeak, and looked up squeaky nose syndrome. He's doing a little bit of research. Squeak. Well, I noticed some of you are saying it with me every time you see this speech bubble. Squeak. But there was nothing in the book about it. Mystery. What are you thinking could be the problem in Pig's nose? Squeak. You think it's a bug? Why do you think that? You're right, we haven't met the character of Small or Bug yet. Interesting. You're really paying attention to what's happening in the story and using the information that we learned as we took a sneak peek and read the back blurb together. Readers, amazing work. Pig touched his nose. It felt normal. Then he breathed in through his nostrils. They worked fine. Can you breathe in through your nostrils? See these two, they look like holes? Yeah, go ahead, let me hear. Oh yeah, deep breath in through your nostrils. Finally, he squinted and peered down his snout. Can you do that? Can you look at the tip of your nose? Yeah, it's hard to do. Your eyes have to cross, don't they? There, standing on the end of his nose, was a tiny bug, and it was waving and squeaking like crazy. Squeak! Your prediction was right. The bug was in his nose. How funny. Hello, said Pig. Squeak, squeak, replied Bug. Squeak. Pig could tell by the way the bug was waving and squeaking that it wanted to be friends. What a friendly bug. So Pig got his tandem bicycle out of the shed. Do you know what a tandem bicycle is? I want you to take a look at the picture and see if you can guess by using clues what a tandem bicycle is. Look closely. Does it look like bicycles that maybe you have or you've seen before? Oh, there is 2 seats on this bicycle. You're right. That's exactly what a tandem bicycle is. That means 2 people, or animals in this case, can ride the bike at the same time. A tandem bicycle is built for 2, to ride in tandem or together. So tandem is another way of saying together. More than one doing something together. So Pig got his tandem bicycle out of the shed, and Pig and Bug rode down to the park together. It doesn't look like Bug is really doing much of the work. He's just hanging on for dear life, isn't he? That's so funny. Pig couldn't help feeling as though he'd done most of the pedaling. We noticed that too. Super readers. To make up for Pig having to do all the work, Bug gave Pig a delicious cake he'd baked that very morning. Look at Pig, he looks exhausted. What do you look like when you're exhausted? Ah, right? He's just like, I did all the work. But Bug was really kind, made him a little cake. A very little cake. Pig just ate the whole thing in one bite without appreciating the way Bug had decorated it. Look at Bug right here. Can you cross your arms like that? When you have your arms crossed, are you starting to feel a certain way? A little angry, a little frustrated? Yeah. He's feeling frustrated because he worked so hard baking the cake and he feels like Pig just plopped it in his mouth. How about a game of chess to cheer you up? Asked Pig. Let's take a look. Do you see a problem that could possibly happen? Because we know from the back that it became really hard for them to be friends because of their size difference. And remember, you made predictions before we started reading about why they could have problems. Some of you said, oh man, if they were playing Legos, those pieces might be too hard for Bug. Or if they were playing a game of soccer, Pig might run Bug over. What do you think is going to happen here? Maybe. Good thinking. Let's read and find out. By the time Bug had made the first move, Pig was fast asleep. What did happen? Was that what you were thinking? Yeah, those chess pieces are awfully big for Bug. Look at how hard he's working trying to move the chess piece. It took him so long that Pig got bored and fell asleep. A lot of what you were thinking before we even started reading the book is happening. Great predictions, readers. When Pig woke up, Bug had knitted a matching pair of sweaters, one for himself and one for Pig. Well, that's kind. Do you like wearing the same thing as some of your friends? Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, I don't think that's quite gonna fit Pig. Look at this picture. It's not even big enough to be a little hat or fit on his ear. Although Pig said he liked his new sweater very much, he couldn't fit it over his head. Another problem. I'm starting to see why they would want to give up on their friendship. Pig and Bug were very sad. They tried so hard to be friends, but it just wasn't working. So they said goodbye. Oh, look at those faces. And parted ways. They said goodbye and parted ways. Just then, as Pig was walking away, the wind picked up and blew a newspaper right into his face. And this is what Pig saw. Movies today. The Pirate, the Ninja, and the Invisible Dog. Woof. Hilarious times infinity +1. The Pirate, the Ninja, and the Invisible Dog. A pirate runs around on a deserted island only to find it inhabited by a pack of ferocious invisible dogs. He befriends one and they escape together on a raft. They are adrift at sea for months when all of a sudden, a time-traveling ninja appears on their raft and begins karate chopping the logs on which they're sitting. After persuading him to stop, the pirate takes his 2 new friends on an adventure in the high seas where they meet a sad squid, a cowardly cowboy, a troop of sea monkeys, and an astronaut who has lost his helmet. This is a fantastic movie for all ages and will no doubt become a classic to be watched and rewatched in years to come. That's it, shouted Pig, and he scooped Bug up in his hand. Squeak! I found something that we can do together. What do you think it's going to be? Can you make another prediction? Maybe go on an adventure on a raft. Maybe go watch the movie. Yeah, those are all great ideas. Let's read to find out. Squeak! Pig rushed off to the movies. A ticket for 1 seat, please. My friend will sit on my ear. And just 1 box of popcorn, said Pig. Bug doesn't eat much at all. They were almost late for the start of the show, but Bug helped Pig to find the way to their seat in record time. How was Bug able to help Pig? Yeah, he's up so high, he could see. He could say, oh, there's a seat up there. Go to the second row. Boy, is it coming in handy having a little friend like Bug. Then the movie started. When Bug got scared, he hid behind Pig's ears. And when Pig didn't get a joke, Bug explained it to him. When the movie was finished, they walked home and talked all about it. Look at the speech bubble. Are you noticing? Yeah. I love how the author did that here. Added 2 little parts that they're talking about all the things that happened in the movie. Ninja, the pirate, the ferocious dog. Do you remember that from the advertisement in the newspaper? They were thrilled they had found something that they both enjoyed doing. It made them think of a few other things they could do together as friends. The next day, they visited an art gallery, the aquarium, and the theater. They ate out at a restaurant, spent a few hours at the zoo, and relaxed on the beach. They had a great time, and they found that they had loads in common, and a lot in common after all. Of course, there were still things that they didn't enjoy doing together. Bug didn't like playing catch. It's kind of what you thought. Look at them all smushed. And Pig didn't like playing hide and seek. Bug always found him in a flash. But finding Bug took days. Yeah, so playing catch was fun for Pig, but not so fun for Bug. And playing hide and seek was really fun for Bug because he could find Pig easily and hide easily. But Pig wasn't having a good time because, yeah, Bug always found him and it took him forever to find Bug. Not such a fair game for them, is it? But there were lots more things that they did enjoy doing together. They forgot that one of them was big and the other was small. Best friends don't care about silly things like that. Excuse me. What are you noticing about that speech bubble? Yeah, it's not coming out of Pig's mouth. Not coming out of Bug's mouth. Who do you think it could be? I'm Elephant. Can we be friends? Squeak! Who's saying squeak? It is Pig, it's not Bug. This time, Pig's the little one. Do you think they'll be able to find a way to be friends with Elephant also? Yeah, they were really good at solving the issues they had in their friendship. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been playing with a friend and maybe you couldn't agree what to play? Yeah, and just like Pig and Small, you can think of a way to solve that problem by coming up with ideas that you both like to do. Because that's what you do as friends, right? Yeah. And on that note, it's time for you to go see one of my friends, Mrs. Williams. It's time for you to go off and sharpen your math brain skills. I hope you join me again tomorrow. We're going to read another book by Alex Latimer. See you next time.
Hey, Room 9. It's time to get growing our math brains. And today, I'm going to give you an auditory clue, or a clue for your ears, as to what we're learning about. Are your ears ready? Point to those. Did you hear it? Did you guess? It's money. We'll be learning about coins. I'm going to introduce you to 4 coins today. We'll talk about the penny, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter. Our first coin is the penny. I like to say penny, penny, easily spent. Copper, brown, and worth 1 cent. It even says it right here. So this is the front of a penny, and this is what the back looks like. We have President Abraham Lincoln here on the front and the Lincoln Memorial here on the back. And just like it tells us on the back, a penny is worth 1 cent. So that means that when we count pennies, we count by ones. And this is how we write 1 cent. It's just the number 1 and a cent sign. There's a little symbol for it. So we can write it out in words, just like on the back of a penny, or we can show this symbol to let everyone know that we're talking about money. A cent sign kind of looks like a letter C with a line through it. So a penny is worth 1 cent. And if I were to show that in our 10 frame, it would look like this. Just 1. So when you count pennies, you count by ones. Our next coin is a nickel. I'm going to go ahead and clear our friend Penny out of here to make space for our nickel. A nickel, do you know how many cents it's worth? It's 5. So on a nickel, the front looks like this. We have Thomas Jefferson, also one of our presidents, and it says worth 5 cents. And this is Monticello. That's an important historical building. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put our nickel up here. We said a nickel was worth 5 cents, so we can use that same format. We can write a 5 with a cent sign, and that shows other people that we're talking about money and we have 5 cents. Now, if we were to show that in our 10 frame, what does a 5 look like? Do you remember? It's 1 full row. So this is how we could represent it on our 10 frame. But it's important when we're talking about money to use the word cents or the symbol for cents so that others know that that's what we're talking about. Our next coin, do you think you have a guess as to how much it might be worth? This one's a dime, and it's worth 10 cents. So here's the front, and here's the back. It even tells you its name right here on the back. It says 1 dime. I like to say dime, dime, little and thin. I remember
You're worth 10 because a dime is one of the smallest of the American coins. Now, a dime is worth 10 cents. Do you remember how to show that? Yeah, we'll use the number 10 and a cent sign. There's even one more way to show that, but I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Now, if we were to represent our 10 cents in our 10 frame, what would that look like? Do you remember what 10 looks like? Yeah, it'd be a full 10 frame. Pretty cool. So what does that mean we can count by when we're counting dimes? It's tens, and we know counting by tens are a pretty speedy way to count. The last coin I want to introduce you to today, do you think you might know? It's worth 25 cents, and its name is quarter. We say quarter, quarter, big and bold. You're worth 25, I'm told. This is the back, and this is the front. Do you know who this president is? That was George Washington. He was the first president. So to show 25 cents, it looks like this. And what would our 10 frame look like? Ooh, how many tens do we have? It's 2 tens, so we know we can fill another entire 10 frame. We already have one full. And how many are in the one spot? Yeah, there are 5 ones, so we need to add on 5 more ones. Do you know how many pennies would be the same as a quarter? If we counted by ones, it would be 25 pennies. Ooh, how many dimes? 1, 2. Oh, but we'd still have to add on 5 more. That would be our friend the nickel. We'll talk more tomorrow about different ways to make values. I hope you have a great day and that you keep learning and growing your brain, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.